Hi everyone, welcome to Miss Adams Predicts Poetry. This video is going to focus on the AQA Power and Conflict Anthology, and we're going to be looking at predictions for 2024. So I'm going to take you through what's come up over the last few years and kind of see if we can identify any trends or patterns, just to help give us a bit of a steer for your revision. Obviously, it's so important that you revise broadly and widely because we don't have crystal balls. This is more just of a bit of an interesting look rather than this is definitely coming up. So revise well. But for now, let's get predicting. Okay, so let's have a little look at what has come up so far. So last year was My Last Duchess, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So obviously something that was much more focused on the kind of power side of things and, you know, one of the older texts. And if you trace back, we've had bayonet charge twice, which was a really big thing to occur at that stage. And it does just remind us that we can't rule out anything because AQA have already repeated poems, and not only have they repeated bayonet charge, but they've also repeated, you know, what was on one of the specimens to 2018. So don't ever just think that because something's come up, it's off the list. Nothing is ever off the list. But you know, it does remain to be said that we've got quite a lot of the kind of conflict and war and that has come up over the time. Obviously we had this one that is more about relationships and power here. So it does make me wonder. First, it makes me wonder if we're going to get something really modern, possibly, because we've not had something really, really modern, you know, since maybe along here. But I'm also wondering about like the nature poems. So for example, Storm on the Island, so nice bit of Seamus Heaney, or maybe the Prelude if they're fancy doing another kind of like older 19th century one. So though I would definitely check out some of the nature ones, and I'd also just have a little look at the sort of identity based ones. So things like Checking Out My History, or maybe Kamikaze, or maybe The Emigre, just to kind of have a look. I've put Tissue back on the list. Tissue was on my list last year as well as Duchess, and that's just because, you know, at some point AQA have got to do this incredibly difficult poem, and so it's going to come up at some point, and perhaps it does fit the bill because it's not kind of war specific and it is kind of modern. It does sort of sit on its own, so I would have a little look at that poem and kind of prep for what you would want to put it with. I think it goes beautifully with London personally, but Aussie is obviously another firm favourite for that poem as well. Okay. As always, no crystal ball, so for goodness sake, revise broadly and widely. Make sure you have got a working knowledge of every single poem, and then you've got maybe 6 or 7 poems that you know really well to cover all bases. I hope the revision is going well. Good luck for the 2024 exams, and thank you for watching.